Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to TFC Open Mic episode 24. What are we going to talk about tonight? We're going to talk about TLCs, the Tideseeker, some tokens, the offers, the infamous offers, and anything else that the panel wants to talk about. All the guys are in chat. So, evening panel, how are we?
I'm doing all right so far.
Good. We have a mic tonight, Prof, don't we?
Actually, for some reason, last week it was just that Hangouts wasn't doing anything right with the mic or the sound. I'd log in, it'd be a burst of sound and then dead silence, nothing.
Oh, bizarre. That's strange, that. Well, you're on good and loud and clear tonight for me, anyway. I'm sure everybody else is feeling the same thing. Even Jeff, how are you, mate?
All right, mate. Well,
as right as you can be, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, and Waddell, how are you, mate?
Great. How are you guys?
Yeah, good, I think. Busy. There's a lot going on, isn't there? Hell of a lot going on.
Been a busy week.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week, isn't it? And it's a crazy weekend because they just want us to do everything, I think. I think they're trying to sort of add up for their Christmas bonuses this week. I think they've excelled, maybe not all in a good way. But, okay, and the rest of the guys on with tonight are the admins from the TFC. So don't introduce those. They know who they are, and we know who they are as well. So, right, so I thought we'd just, we'll go through some tick sheets here that I've got, basically. So I thought we'd talk about first off then, if you wouldn't mind. We'll talk about the preview that happened on Friday, which was the Tideseeker preview. Did anybody else manage to get in, by the way?
Yes.
No.
There was a yes. Yep. Was that George?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
You, I think, were the ones in. I don't know if anyone else got in.
No, I mean, it's an awkward time as well for some people because obviously it's 3 p.m. in the States, isn't it? Well, on the kicks time anyway, so it's not the best time for everybody. But three of us managed to get in. Okay, so yeah, okay. Open up then, George, if you want to, mate, and tell us how you built and what you built and what you tried and et cetera, and what your thoughts are.
Well, it was the Tideseeker. I don't know. I hope everyone has seen the pictures that Andrew put up on the page already. I started out using all the new stuff, and I slowly migrated to using all concussive reciprocators. I was trying to get the cost down on the A set. I think the way that the hull felt, it felt like it was a B and A set type of target. It took me, I think, 3 fleets to do 105 before they pulled them. But it's it was a fun hull to play with. I don't know that I would use it over the Hellwraith. I think I got, with no crew, I think I got the A set down to 8 or 9 coin. And that wasn't the best on the server, but it was, I will say it was a fun little hull. I didn't like what we saw for, all the numbers are subject to change. The build time that they have currently was not something that I was keen on. And it definitely was a hull that needed BXP. It needed to be ranked. But, it was all right. It's not something that I'm going to, build over my Hellwraiths to use, for sure. But it definitely was a fun hull. And for people that hate subs, it's going to probably be a semi-viable option.
Mm. Yeah. Hi, Tito. How are you doing, mate?
Hello, everybody.
Okay, so George, armor. I thought armor choice was quite interesting on the hull because it wasn't as I thought it was going. I started off myself stacking up with some explosive, and then I noticed after quite quickly that it wasn't actually the best armor to use.
Yeah, I did. I think only one panel of the D5X, and the rest was the concussive armor. The D5 version of the concussive armor, and that actually worked out really well.
CT5 or something? Is it CT5 it's called? Something like
that? D5CT, I think it's called.
Yeah, D5CT, that's it, yeah.
We'll go with that. I agree. But yeah, the armor, and I think I actually went with a Blade again for the base special for armor. The resistances got exceptionally high. I think both of mine were in the 90s. And I know a lot of people asked on the server for a picture of the build, but honestly, I was thinking about it, and I didn't post it because we have no idea what the final results are going to be for the numbers or anything. So it's really not. It would be an exercise of utility to post it for everybody to see what it used. But yeah, the armor actually, this was a hull that definitely did better with armor on it. It's not like the Apollo where you forego the armor.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite similar to what I'm saying. Stu, what about you, mate? How did you find it?
Well, it has a use, I guess, for people that refuse to drive subs. It has a use, again, if you're lazy and you want to auto A sets while you're doing your S sets with your subs, perhaps. Whether to build it or not, I'm unsure. It depends on, the final build time that they decide on. I mean, if they decide on a, let's say, 8-day build per hole, I might consider, building them just so I can auto some A sets while I'm doing the S sets with my subs. Because it helps to get the raid over and done with a bit quicker, doesn't it?
It does.
I heard that they do have a use as well down the line for maybe uranium or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that as well, yeah.
So, I mean, they could come in handy. Like George said, they are definitely a no-go in S sets. I tried. I think I did. Took me about 3 attempts to complete a 102 or something like that.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that. I mean, look, they were saying the S sets that if you drive reasonably well, you should be able to do them through 2 to 3 fleets, and it did it for 2 to 3 fleets, didn't it? So
yeah,
it's sort of on par. It is on par for
with the repair time that was suggested in the preview, which I know is not final once again. It was not worth the cost. I mean, obviously there's players out there that do refuse to use subs, and or they didn't get the subs, and perhaps they want to win these. I heard these will be quite easy to obtain as well.
Right.
But with that being said, my personal choice is that I will just use the subs, because I'm okay with driving subs. I don't particularly like them, but the subs are the smarter and cheaper way to go about it. Simple as that.
And we only have two more raids in this set anyway. I mean, how valuable or how useful are they going to actually be?
Well, that's the problem. We don't really know too much. I mean, we heard that they might work in uranium fleets down the line, but as George just said, you've got if you get it built for this month's raid, you get to use them for 2 months. If you get it built for next month's raid, you get to use it for 1 month. One raid, and that's it.
Yeah, but if you take in care the cost it will take, and that you already probably have one because you are in the third at the moment of this type raid. Just for 2 raids, I don't think it's worth, even for those that don't like playing with subs. Because at the end, I saw a few videos from Ren and TSM, and the damage you get, especially on the S target, it's likely you go with the subs.
Well, like I said, I don't think it's for the S set. I think it's for an A and B set. And I mean, if I was gonna do extra after my Hell Wraiths, I'd probably be sending these out into the B sets, not the A sets, because I had to drive to get that 9 coin. The 8 coin totals.
I was going to say, I mean, if you look at it this way, there are players out there that obviously don't have the Hell Wraiths or maybe Tiger Sharks. Maybe their best hull is Nighthawks. Yeah, and they're not cutting it very well. Maybe their sub-range isn't good enough. So, I mean, they could come in handy for someone like that, providing that they're easy enough to obtain,
Right. Or that they hate subs.
Yeah,
I will
exactly.
say this. This is something I did notice. In driving them, I drove them very similar to how I had to drive my Hell Wraiths, honestly. And it might be partly because of the choice of weapons that I put on it, but it's not. It wasn't easier to drive over the Hell Wraiths. You know what I mean? I still had to concentrate. It was less intense, but you're not really gonna avoid much of what you hate in the sub using these, except for the timing, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Yeah, I think you're probably right. That sounds about right. We got Wolf's in. I'll give him his name. Wolf, how you doing, mate? He's in there. I can hear him. He's just listening at the moment. That's okay. All right, we'll wait out. Let's right. So I don't know if you can see this, but I was just going to quickly have a bit of a screen share from screen 1. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a crack. Can people see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
So that was generally what I went with, and that's part of my stream, as you can tell. Look, yeah, so that's cutting through to about 53 minutes into the stream, and that was basically what I was playing with some ideas. But But the problem is with that fleet there, no, the build time is incorrect and the stats may not be correct and that sort of stuff because obviously we've done the final production. But that was a 19.5-day build.
Yeah.
And I found that you needed 2 of those at least.
Is that what you were running?
That's what I started with.
Okay.
We did some. We were messing about. I mean, we got it down to some reasonable sort of time, and in the end, actually, the armor. Well, I'll take it off stop present for a second, and I'll see if I can zoom forward to the what we actually went with in the end, because you don't want to see the video rushing by. But that was, like I said, that was the 2 D5Xs to start with, and I thought, well, that's good. And actually, it wasn't. Quite the opposite. It was quite bad. And we were messing around with armor, and all the guys in the chat were running a little bit as well. It was a good stream, and came up that, believe it or not, the cannon that was allocated was fine, but actually the armor, whether you went for the level 5 armor and took a little bit of damage, and then I went right down to the level 2 armor, and then obviously I got a lot more damage, but actually the fix time was the same. If you know what I mean, sort of stuff, because it was obviously a lighter weight to fix. Although it got 2 more damage, it was just lighter. So in the end, I went for the fact that while I'm getting less damage, but with the heavier armor, I can do more hits. And if you were going to build them and then fix overnight, you get more, bang for your buck sort of stuff. If we had to refit, if we had to fix them overnight sort of stuff. So that was basically what I was going for. But
how many did you end up running?
I went for two lots of 2. And in the end, I finished off with doing all 4 the same, and then just smashing it through with 4, and doing blitz, and then all sorts of stuff. Things not to do, okay? Things not to do if the hull stays the same. All right, that's not a good build. And if you see the stream, I promise you that's not a good build because they died faster than anything. You just wouldn't believe how quick they died. The actually stock the GAR, what's it called? The
Garwood Gatling.
Garwood Gatling. Okay, it does something specific to the hull. I'm not quite sure. Now, you would have thought those being quite good because that's obviously the depth charge, and you think, so, they're fine. They'll be great fun. A, they didn't hardly kill a damn ship, but B, because I switched to those weapons there, these ships died literally in about 3 volleys. I managed to kill 2 Reaver ships. That was it, and they just absolutely got annihilated. Which was quite
easy to build that. That weapon build time though.
Oh, it's hysterical, isn't it? But we were just, we'd done the test basically, because there's not much you can do in that preview, is there? So we'd done the test, and actually, when we got to that stage, we were just messing around with other things and other hulls and other armors and that sort of stuff. And as you can see, that CT5 stuff's on there then, and that's what we stuck with because it definitely worked out to be the best.
It's funny, because we had run out of things to do. We're doing PvP. I think it was the guy cruising. Now, when I went into battle, I told him, turn your ships away, just send 1. When it gets into firing range, stop. Now, on my, the Tidebreaker or what, Tideseeker?
The Tideseeker, yeah.
I built one with the old Gatling guns, all right?
Yeah.
The specials pretty much like what you had, except I had the explosive system 4 instead of the one you had. You had what, the incendiary shells, right?
That's right. Yeah, for that one.
Yeah. So I was running 2 of the D5 CT, and he said he did have some armor as well. Now, 1-on-1 on a Tideseeker with the Garwood guns, he had all slots filled. I had 2 slots vacant with the old Gatling guns. When he fired, I fired. Range is the same. I had about 30% health left on my ship when his ship died. And that was kind of weird.
That's exactly what I was experiencing, yeah.
I was testing them with different guns and, different specials, but just to test how they do, because the damage on the Gatling gun is higher, I think.
Yeah, but also there's a defense stat or something. It's either that, but because, like I said, when I switched to another weapon choice and took the Garwood off, the hull died so fast, it's ridiculous. It didn't manage to hit. I was in a 71 or a 73. You have to look at the stream to check, and I literally all I did was change the Garwoods, took them off, and then put obviously a different weapon on instead. and they got annihilated. And I was like, that flipping that can't be that much difference. And I chucked the Gatling gun back on again, and they were back to normal. So there's an inherent stat in the gun somehow.
This one thing, like what Cruzen was doing, he fired and he was turning, and I was telling them in comms that if you're in a target, don't do that tactic of hit and run, because this gun does not work. Any of these, like a minigun turret in the base or one like a Gatling gun or a Garwood gun, they don't kill on the primary damage. They kill based on the wind up.
Yeah, the reciprocating wind up. Yeah,
exactly. If you turn away, you stop shooting. Then you got, even if it's for a second, I've seen the stats may say otherwise, but you got to build up that wind up damage again. And in between that wind up and turning away, you've taken so much of damage, you just die then.
Yes, yeah.
So
agreed. I think for me personally, I think this here was what we sort of settled on as a build, and that worked quite well. In fact, that worked very well, to be honest. That I was getting 4 coins a fix for each one of those, which was not cheap. But on the old tier 5, and that was without obviously a grease monkey. So with a grease monkey with the 3 targets, then that's going to be 6 coins for a tier 5 set. So the old set.
I seriously don't know how they will balance it, because in the S targets or the 105s, you cannot use this, because if they reduce the damage taken, this is how I'm seeing it. I'll try to explain. I was trying to tell this to Doom Rooster as well. Now, we've used our Hellroths, which have got, say, 94% explosive defense and say 83% concussive, or give or take here and there. Now, the 5%, say you got 95% explosive defense, the 5% leeway that is there, that is the damage you're taking, and in 2 hits, your Hellroth is dead. So whatever the total damage is of that guns from the target, you're taking just 5% damage and it's killing you. And that's to a sub where you can take the damage, turn and run away. Now, if that happens with a surface ship, it'll die anyways. And if they reduce the damage, people are going to laugh through the raid with subs, and Kickstarter's not going to make money. So I don't know how they're going to balance it.
But that's my concern, because if they do make it so that it can obviously go around and it can do the S stats at a reasonable pace.
I'll take my belt off.
Then,
sorry about that. I didn't know you were in there.
Should we mute Jeff for a second, shall we? Yeah. Then the problem is, when the raid's over, then what do you do? Because they're going to have a really overpowered hull yet again, aren't you?
This hull is kind of going to go down the same way like the Apollo. It's got very specific defenses, and you'll be able to use it probably in targets specifically in a campaign, or if targets are given out for a purpose. Apart from that, this hull it's just designed like a Apollo, where it's got specific damage defenses, and you will not be able to use it anywhere else, because against a full Hellroth fleet, I don't think this is going to make it.
Well, we don't know about that. I mean, can you guys see the build that I have up right now?
No, not yet, mate.
Not quite.
No, because this is the one that I used last in the test server, and one of these was autoing the first 2 of the A set for 2 coins.
Have you presented to all, mate? Have you?
Not seeing it yet.
I just shared the screen. I don't know if I did it right though.
It's not working.
I don't think it did, man.
Well, I'll go on then. I think a lot of the damage.
Go on, Brian. What were you saying, mate?
I think a lot of the damage that we're taking in these targets is plasma. George and I did a bit of rough calculation earlier, and it was a disturbingly high amount of plasma, because if that was all explosive damage, or even most of it, then it would be laughable. Oh, hey, it's me, even blockier than normal.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll lock it on you, mate, and then we're good. Okay.
Yeah, just for a couple
What's up
seconds.
now?
I just want to say this is what I ended up going with at the very end, and this is what I think. I know Raken and Doom were watching a couple of them, because I got this to do an auto on the first two. It does not do all that well. You need 4 of them for the last target, but I don't know that they're going to tune the targets anymore because, I mean, I think if they're going to tune anything, they're going to tune how much repair time these are going to take.
I think that's wise.
Because because otherwise, you know, there's going to be some issues. But you know, this right here, it was autoing. One single ship was autoing. What was it? The 71 and 73. Is that what it was? For 2 coins. So it wasn't that bad. It was not that great. It definitely.
So long as it stays within that fire range, that's the point, isn't it? If it's having to go anywhere further, so the reciprocating cannon is losing its charge, then you're stuffed again because it goes back to 5 seconds, don't you?
Well, I had a mix originally, and the problem was is there was a lot of driving involved because you were playing with 2 different ranges at that point. And I found that this was actually doing enough damage to just let it go. It was firing as fast as the other gun. The mix is great if you want to drive. It performed a little bit better in terms of damage, but you had to drive it. You absolutely had to drive it. This was much more forgiving.
So your specials are actually very similar. And I was, you know, you've gone for obviously the there's 2 different specials that are ideal, the level 4s, aren't there? And one is one reduces the spread by 20, and one adds the spread by 20. My one you saw there, but mine was the plus 20 spread, and yours is the minus 20 spread, isn't it? So, but the outcome is, and the other thing that's just different apart from that is obviously the reload speed is a bit different, and there's a bit more splash, isn't there? I think on the other one. Well,
I wanted this one because the projectile speed was faster.
Yeah. See, I wanted the other one because the spread was better, and I want to kill more bugs. I thought faster kill the bugs, the less damage I'm going to take. So that was the only and I wasn't really deciding on that 5th special. Well, it's the 4th one on there, but yeah, same engine. Obviously, saying the fact that you've used obviously Ghost Scrambler 3 and obviously explosive defense and the boost for obviously the concussive damage as well at the top there as well. So I think we both agree that's definitely right. And so you were looking at the same thing, that you're using 3 of those panels and then one obviously D5X. But in the end, I did a test actually. I did 3 of those panels and one with D5X on, and I did a straight away test the same target again with 4 of the CT5s on, and I found I got less damage.
Really?
Yeah, I did actually. Got quite a bit less damage as well.
Oh well.
So how much the concussive would have gone up by another %, I guess.
Yeah, so I got a 95 and 94. But at the top end in the 90s, that makes a lot of difference, doesn't it? As we all know, when you put that into Huggies, you see the difference that 1% makes. It's huge. Down in the 30s and 40s%, it doesn't make much difference.
Of the 3 guns, the choice that you would have, one is the Garwood, then the Gatling, and this one, the Reciprocator. This one, shorter range, but it's doing better. But what I was more worried, rather than the damage output, is the ability of the ships to survive in the raid. If they keep the damage the same, I think most of us testing have got between 4 to 6 coins on a 71 or a 73, some even lesser than that. If they do keep the damage to this point where 4 to 6 coins, probably they will tweak it higher because you're going to get half repair from the Grease Monkey as well that people will use apart from the raid half repair, which is in effect in the test server. But the build times, that's going to be $1 million question. Build and repair times on the hull.
Well, we're seeing a lot of ship-specific tokens, and I know slow built, if they're going to have them like this, even if you get the build down to 2 weeks each, by the time you've slow built 4, the raid cycle is going to be over. Even with tokens, you'll get a free one-ish, like a half a free one. But I'm looking at, neither of you seem to put on the special that was made for it, the reload and damage one.
Yes,
I did use that on my build.
Yeah, it's on mine.
I think it was
It doesn't show very well.
Found that it was better. The Hunter was much better. He was taking less damage with the older special than the new ones.
Huh.
What
I did a
about
bit
the
of math.
repairs on the Hunter?
Well, 0.8. It's all 0.8, isn't it?
Some of them, I'd have to check. Mark, would you please get me off presenting?
Sorry, mate. No, you have to take. Are you on all the time? Are you?
Yeah, he is.
I'll be good then. Okay, I'll say stop presenting. There you go. How's that? You're right. You get embarrassed, mate, and it's only a picture. It's not even the real you, and you still get embarrassed.
I clicked. No, my picture's the real me. This is Stu. I just put Stu's picture up. That picture is actually me. That's me outside.
I was going to say, we love his face, but we don't love it that much. We don't have to keep seeing it.
There we go. All right, he's off. So it wasn't a hugely eventful stream, but it did show me some numbers. And for me, what it did show was, for those that are having a difficulty in stacking particularly, this is a good hole where actually stacking is better. Well, it's better not to stack, because obviously if you're going to get damage that's explosive from them, and they've got obviously a bit of spread as well, having your ships unstacked is obviously more beneficial. So you don't have to worry too much if you've got 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of these Tideseekers in it as a single fleet. I did notice, and obviously I initially went off and I was picking off targets, and then clearly I remembered that it's a reciprocating gun, the Garwood. So actually I did a blitz method, and I did it in sort of like going up through the target as a figure, sort of like as a snake winds up through it, sort of like, winds across the sand, the same sort of thing. So I was sweeping from left to right, making sure the gun was in range at all times, using the oil slicks as much as I could, which was great fun, I have to say. I quite enjoyed that. It was quite amusing.
I did. Oh, sorry.
But it turns slow, doesn't it? So you got to be careful what you do. And I had to take off a special, and obviously I could have put thruster 3 on as well, which would have helped. But then I didn't do that because I wanted to keep the specials on that I had, which means then I'd have to be really selective about which crew I would use. And yeah, there's the evade crew, which gives you 50% turn. So we could have done that, I suppose. But there's no crews in the preview.
I do want to add that this actually worked really well with the split blitz. When I was going into the last targets, and that's how I got the damage down low enough, was I would separate them all out, and I'd select them targets and then make them go into AI mode after. The AI sucks at driving.
Of the weapons that we see in the targets, you got the torpedoes, and what do the drones fire? Like missile type thing, projectile, but it's not a missile, definitely.
No, it's mostly concussive explosive. Well, it's all concussive explosive, isn't it?
Yeah. So, against what would evade be effective at all? Because those torpedoes seem to have like 1,000% accuracy, probably. I tested high evade just to check the torpedoes hitting, and nothing misses. Yeah,
I was just wondering about the actual torpedoes themselves. So if they're not, then obviously we've got another special, and then I would probably just put thrusters on just so I can nip the target faster.
That's more what I was thinking as well. Either speed or turn, either of them, because evade won't be working. That's for sure.
With the concussive resist that this boat's got on it, it's going to have to do these targets. Just thinking outside the box, can you imagine what it's going to do as a sub hunter fleet on the map in the real world?
Oh yeah, annihilate subs.
It has.
Did you?
Ironically, not Hellwraiths.
Yeah. Did anyone test it with subs? Because I tested 4 against Cruisin's Hellroths. They were sculled up, and that fleet got decimated against the Hellroths.
Really?
They just This has got like really? It had two of the D5 CT. And that would boost the concussive up to, I don't know, 90 or something, close to that.
You have to. I was going to say, you have to remember the Hellwraith has the same resistances as what this fleet is dishing out. I mean, if you're going to make it to hunt subs,
do something else.
Put missiles on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not putting these guns on it.
But I wouldn't build this hull. If this hull is a standard hull like all the other ones, I wouldn't use this hull for going hunting subs because I've already got a good sub hunter.
Yeah, retributions are probably a better bet.
Retribution and Furies is what I'm using.
Yeah, I in fact went outside the box. I told Cruisin to wait, and I refitted 2 of them with just like what you would do on a Hellroth, fat twisters, with the same special just to test. No difference. His fleet just kind of decimated this hull, even with that high concussive resist.
Excuse me.
I think it's the deflection in sub-hunting. That's probably where the retribution wins over this. Other than that, I just can't find any other reason. Not the plain concussive defense or resist, but the deflection.
Also on deflection. No, sorry, go ahead. Okay.
No,
also on
go on.
Okay. Also on deflection, it is really important D5 versus D4 on these hulls, the Tideseeker, because you're surfaced. You don't have the advantage of stealth of the subs, so you are taking a lot more shots, and there's going to be more plasma damage, and you're going to get hit for a lot more damage. So deflection's important. Deflection is also probably a big reason why the Hellrace dominated the Tideseekers, because you've got all that damage, but it's split over 5 salvo, and they have a huge resist and deflection anyways. I think that the base repair modifier, I guess, on the Tideseeker should probably be dropped a bit more to help compensate for the fact that it's taking so much additional fire and doesn't have the inherent defenses of the Hellwraith. I mean, Hellwraith's got enough advantages as it is. You can't see it unless you done goof, but something to note.
Okay, any other thoughts on it? Are we done with the Tideseeker? Are we happy?
Well, if Kickside follows their stated plan from earlier in this year, that a tweaked version of the current raid targets will likely become the uranium fleets for the next year. So the Tideseeker might have value then.
Especially for lazy people, which I quite like. So that's why I'm going to get the hull, whether I'm going to build it yet or not. But I will get the hull, because if those, if they're ranged at different levels as they have at the moment, and we're using, obviously, generally we're using Apollos to go and kill them off and that sort of those type of things. Some people using ghost crawlers, etc. But that means then this hull can actually then go and obviously do some autoing and that sort of stuff as well, which is much easier than obviously having to go in with a set of subs, and do it that way. Hey Jeff, how you doing?
Hey.
Good evening, mate.
Evening, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, you just joined us, mate. Did you get to see anything about the Tideseeker, mate?
No. Well, a little bit of the preview.
Just a bit of a preview, and that was it. Okay, buddy. So across the panel, who's going to build this, or are we just going to get the hull and wait, and then use it maybe later next year and use it for collecting uranium?
I'm going to be in the latter group. I mean, unless they tell us ahead of time, hey, you're going to need this for uranium, then I might try and squeeze out some empty hulls to rank up between now and then. But
oh crap! That means Vanquishers and Rhinos won't work anymore. I'll quit the game. I'm too lazy to drive Apollos.
I just want the special. That special looks really good.
Yeah, that's cool. More than the hull, it's that special. You can use it across multiple ships. The hull I'm not too sold on right now.
So, we do based on the when we used to get the look forwards and that sort of stuff, and it's more like the quarterly updates and that sort of stuff. We know that we're due for a churn in the spring of different uranium targets. We'll get to a stage where obviously the FM targets will change as well in the first or after the first quarter. So the rest of it we don't really know much about, to be honest. But we do know that those cycles are going to happen. And obviously, spring will start. Straight after Christmas, we'll start again with a new raid format as well. So not only are we going to get FM just after, raid format's going to happen, and uranium target's going to change as well. So quite a lot's going to happen.
Don't just say that out to the general public that the Forsaken mission targets will change, because it's just going to cause chaos and some people will just roll over and die.
But we know
that's already happened, though.
I know. I said it
announced a long time ago, though.
Yeah,
the
call that
targets are going to rotate.
And that's the problem, unfortunately, with the fact that there's no whip now. Because they've been telling us, we're starting to work on this. But so don't forget it, because otherwise people go, oh my God, why is this change all of a sudden? It's always been there.
A lot of people. Let them enjoy these ones, because probably the Forsaken mission will not change till April or May, because
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
because they have to introduce first the next siege or garrison target before they can add it to make it to the next Forsaken mission target, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. So
Well, Garrison's not coming out until mid-year. I mean, the first one coming up now is Siege, which is going to be the new Mines. Is that correct? No, that's not right, is it?
Right.
I think it's Mines and
Dubs.
possibly
Mines,
Dragon
yeah.
Pieces.
Mines, yeah.
So that's going to change. That's going to change in May. In January, we're going to have a change of the uranium, I think. Right? Is that right?
Right.
Then
That's
if,
what I.
if,
Yeah.
you're, if you're right, for second mission target at least has nearly 1 more year, because it will be the
September.
series maybe
I
for
think
September, something
September,
like that.
Yeah, I think the whole format's going to change in September, but that doesn't mean the targets are not going to change between now and then. I mean,
Well, they
we've
have already
wrote
changed it
the
a few
1
times,
hour-
no? We started with 100, with a 97, then it was called 107, then was 102, and so on. So
That's 109s, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, probably will get an 111 or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a roll,
But
isn't
the
it?
overall format of the target stayed pretty much the same.
Yeah,
In concept,
well,
yeah,
in
of course it is.
concept,
Yeah.
Do you all expect a change in damage types when the Forsaken mission targets will change in the next cycle?
No.
I don't think so. But here's the catch.
It's
It
a very
depends. I
dangerous
think it
question to
depends.
ask, but I had to ask.
I think it depends a lot on how quickly we figure it out. Honestly,
All right.
we figured out the
Exactly.
Don't say
107s.
that. Oh,
We
don't
figured out
say
the 107s right away. We figured out the 109s fairly quickly. I mean, if that keeps up, they have to keep ahead of us. So
I've got a
Pretty
real
much.
funny feeling that they're going to add into the targets the plasma damage that is going to be some amount of damage that you're going to have to take. I see
already
them
in
doing
there.
something. It
That's
is, but
Well, I got a funny feeling that the staff at Kickstarter have gone down a different avenue from that initial thought plan.
They might have already done that. You
I think
guys.
they might have retracted that idea.
oh, good.
Because I don't
Oh,
think
that's
the,
good.
the person that introduced that into the game, I basically, it seems from what I've seen and what I've been exposed to that is not the avenue they're going to take. But it might not be. We'll see. But I mean, we're not going to know until we see the new targets. But they may think again on that. But yeah,
and I thoroughly agree that whether it's plasma damage or whether it's any damage, they need you to make the targets more challengeable or more challenging. However, they also need to maintain a certain level of targets for the lower level of players, whether they lock them or whatever they do with them. But for us that's going to figure it out, they need to give us a challenge out there, and it needs to be an elite challenge. But
Well,
I disagree, man. It's a
yeah, but
chore. I
if
don't
you're
wanna
making a
deal
league
with it.
challenge like that for the lobbies, you are making hard work or hard
with
work.
build time and ranking time and all those the gales and all of that. Like we put work into this, and that's our reward is to sort of
Just-
style on the FM.
Oh, okay, let's word it slightly differently. What we need is a new puzzle. It's not a challenge; it's a puzzle. I like
Exactly.
unpicking FM targets because you're not.
Normally get sorted in a day, and we'll get bored again.
It just needs to be something to be unpicked, and that's what I like. So if you can unpick the target and then get it down to, and everybody does, we all share our information, that stuff, and go, we'll go in from the left. No, I'll go from the right. I go from the top, and then you go, all right, I see. That's 10 minutes less than what I was taking, and then the community works out an ergonomic method of picking apart the target, which is the whole idea of the weeklies. That's what it's for. They want you to get the prize at the end. They want you to get a little bit of damage in getting them. Yes, I get that. It's a business. We'll keep saying that, But the idea is to unpick the puzzle, which is what it's all about.
See, I still see the FM as chore-ish. I would rather have it like before, where I could just auto the damn things and actually play the game while my chore was getting done.
Yeah, but you didn't order those darn things right at the start. You still had to unpick the puzzle.
That's true.
Well, that's
But we got 4
true.
months.
But there's so many right now that if you're going to try to get base parts, you're going to try to get the weekly done. You're going to spend 5 days a week picking a new puzzle.
Yeah. No, I agreed. But then again, they want us to spend 5 days a week, don't they? So
I guess that's right.
whether we do. And talking talking about 5 days a week, let's talk about this week, shall we? Let's look at what we've had this week, okay? So I'll just fire up the game quickly, or Brian, you can. And in fact, yeah, Brian, you generally fire it up quicker than I do. So basically, we'll have it for the TLCs, okay? And that's what we'll talk about first, okay? So we have had Okay, 4 TLCs this week. Is that correct?
No, you're lying. We haven't had that many. Can be all at the same time? No, not possible.
4 TLCs all at the same time, all after a weekend that was already a busy weekend. It's been enlightening to say the least. So, as we said, so we've had the Dark Reign 3, we've had War Games 3, we've had Revenge Raiders, okay, and we've got Clash of the Titans 2. Or is it 3? Oh, no, it's 2, isn't it? So, there's quite a
we
bit.
can say that
Number 2.
Dark Reign, for example, if you already have it, unless you are getting low on Gales, it was not one that you needed to do.
Nope, but I did
Do you like vendettas? Because I'm drowning in vendetta tokens. I'm legit building vendettas now because I have all these tokens.
I was just going to say that. At the moment, I'm sitting here with, because I've just done most of the tokens, because I wanted the Gales again, and I wanted some more tokens, because I thought, you know what? And I actually cost to get the 3 sets, and I did them slowly. I've now managed to go out of the 15, because you can get up to 15. I've got 13 out of 15 on Retribution tokens sitting here now, and I've got 15 out of 15 of Vendettas tokens. And I don't need any of them.
And then he wonders why we hate him. He started with the 3-day tokens, and now about how many day tokens he has, and he has no use.
And I don't need them, but just in case something changes in the future and I need to do a refit, I'll keep them.
Yeah, they get a really good special in the FM. You're like, I want that on my vendettas right the heck now. You do it.
Yeah, I'll swap it.
I actually lost vendetta tokens because I had 2 left from last time.
All right, smug.
Hey, you know what? You're the 3.3-day friggin' winning every week person, so I don't want to hear it.
I did get 3-day token this week. I did. I was really plus. That's the 3rd time now in 4 months. So.
And every time he rolls, he gets the DOS crew.
Shut up, TSM. Shut
up. But several others have. All right, then. I even know on one of the other shows on the other pages. Okay, one of their admins also got a 3-day token this week. I mean, as well. So
yeah, and I asked him if that page was not to teach things instead of just showing off, because showing off 3-day tokens, that should be a bannable thing.
No, several people. In fact, I think somebody else in my alliance got a 3-day this week. I think, to be honest, I'm sure I saw somebody else put up a post. I can't remember who it was, but somebody did.
Well, me.
Wasn't you, Jeff? No, sorry, mate. Oh, there we go. It was my brother's missus. There we go. Like, oops. He just popped up in chat. So did my missus. There we go. Look, so keep it in the family. That's what I like. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, nepotism.
Sorry, mate. So they are about. You just obviously got to be selective on who you give them to. I mean, who you get some. I mean, it's just the way it is. So anyway, so yeah, so there's TLCs have been out there, but there's no new TLC, which is good. So if you didn't manage to get to one previously, you can get to them now.
Revenge Raiders new.
Well, yeah, but there's nothing exciting about it. It's not like a new type of target. It's back into bases and stuff, isn't it?
I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love the base hitting campaigns.
Yeah, I do. They're more fun.
I can't get enough of them.
They're more fun, aren't they? Because you pick them apart. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it this time.
I don't like the whole overload of campaigns that we've had, but I do like the war games and is it the Revenge Raider?
Yeah,
Raiders
Raiders,
yeah. I like those 2 as TLCs or campaigns, whatever you want to call them. Those 2 are the best campaigns I've done in years.
A long time.
They're amazing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I do like about the Raiders Revenge, all right then, and that's Prize Pack 1. Prize Pack 1 can be got with Tier 2 tech from the FM.
Yep.
Because I've seen several people do it already. I was watching a couple of people in my sector where I'm at the moment, and I spent quite a bit of time just clicking on them, watching them do the hits and that sort of stuff. And they would use some standard rhinos and a frosty and all that sort of stuff and some basic hulls, and they were doing fine. And they actually got to finish Prize Pack 1, and I thought that's great. Now they've actually got themselves a Conqueror hull.
Crusaders and DNX if you're a boss.
I think the only one that was maybe a bit more tough was the last one. If you have not been hitting bases, but if you have, you could realize that you could nearly snipe a lot of the thing from outside of the base, so take just a few damage when you were actually getting into the channel. So yeah, and I think it's good for people that has never hit.
The last time we beat.
Say again, mate.
I said I actually found that the you were saying, Tito, was easier than the first 2.
Yeah, I think the middle one was a bit cheekier. The first one was okay. I think the middle one was interesting, and the last one I managed to. I mean, I've got some good fleets, so I was all right, and I picked it apart using some spites actually that didn't have any armor on, and I managed to get in there, and I basically did each one for almost instant fix because I split the fleet up, and I just managed to get a few minutes on each one of the ships, which is ideal with some reset, retargeting ships. So that was quite decent, to be honest. But unfortunately,
I did the last two on that one for 2, I think.
Yeah, and Ren's done some videos. Everybody should have seen level 1, level 2, and level 3. Ren's done some videos, and the way he picked apart the last set of targets was really, really good, and it was really precise and accurate. And as you were saying there, most of the target can be ripped apart from the outside.
And then we have to make a shout out for him because he used also another video with low tech, and it was not just Conquerors, because people were saying, "No, you need Conquerors to do these things." And
no,
I think he did a few of them that he was using. What was it? I think it was a heavy cruiser on one of them, and a drag carrier in another, and DNXs.
He made a point. Yeah, DNXs as well. He was making a point of doing that just to see, and I said to him, we were talking about it offline sort of stuff, and we were all saying that, it's got to be able to get that hole with the low level tech, otherwise no one's going to progress, and they've done it, and I'm really chuffed that actually anybody, I think probably around the 50s and 60s that got that sort of level of tech now can have a Conqueror hole, maybe their first one, without any help.
Yeah, as long as he was level was letting him do the campaign, I guess everybody has a revenge now.
Yeah. If they're on and they've got that sort of thing, Frosty and Rhinos, which is I saw someone do it with, then you should be good, or something along those lines. Has anybody not done the Raiders Revenge yet?
I did. I actually, I wanted to speak to overall all of them later on, so I'm just going to wait.
Oh, okay. All right, mate. So Raiders Revenge done. Okay, then. And we're going back to the other one, which is obviously Dark Reign 3. What do we think about that one then? Do we like that? I mean, you were saying that obviously didn't need it, but for those that didn't manage to get it last time, there's some pretty good holes in there. You're getting the Vendetta, you're getting the Zoe's Apollo, obviously. The Harlock Citadel, I mean, who wouldn't want that? And obviously the Omega as well. There's 4 really good holes in there.
The only disappointment is that they still don't let you have 2 Harlocks. If not, that campaign would be amazing. But if you didn't have them, it's amazing because the Vendettas are likely another one. And not in the ending, but in some of the new 70s to 90 bases, you probably with the Revenge and that Vendetta will be able to achieve a lot of them.
I mean, that's the first one I personally did. I did it in slow time because I just wanted some more Gales and I was running out. And obviously, we can't get them anymore apart from for these TLCs at the moment. So I just did one and then fixed. And then next morning I did another one. And then the evening time I did the third one. So it didn't cost me anything, but I managed to get some good bits and some tokens as well, obviously. Because there's some standard ship build tokens in there as well.
I cheated. I autoed them with a grease monkey.
Bull in the China shop, Jeff, eh, mate? I know what you're like.
No, I autoed them. I didn't. I autoed them.
What fleet, mate?
I just used my Vendettas.
Really?
Yeah. It was 1 coin on the last one, a second to last, and the last one of the 4 and 5, was it?
On Dark Reign?
On their first one.
On Raiders Revenge.
Hang on.
Raiders Revenge.
Raiders.
Dark Reign, I ordered with Apollos and a Bullseye Brigade. I didn't use a Conqueror.
What caused, I think, to my fleet the most damage was, obviously, it could have been prep, which I didn't initially look at, was the 3rd base in the 2nd price pack. I think that was Havoc's base.
Yep.
Yeah, that base, but there is a flaw in that base. At the back end, the turrets in front of the Gamma, if you have a retribution, someone did it. Yeah, that could have been sniped, but I just did it in one go, but that one caused the most damage. I did use Deluge Tigers to take out the first retribution in that base, but that did cause more damage than the others. Some people even use scatter subs in this. That seems to have worked pretty all right.
No, I autoed the Dark Reign.
All right, did you?
Yeah. With a grease monkey, the first 3 cost me about 12 minutes.
Did it now? Blimey, that's good.
That's not bad.
I did do the other one. I did do the. Let's get it up again.
Did you do War Games? Did you as well?
No, I don't need it. I did Raiders Revenge. I loved that. I learned a lot about basic in there.
Great fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't just go in like a bull in a china shop. I left the fleet outside and I put hang on. I can never remember. I've got very bad memory. I used hang on. A Fury as put a Fury.
There's a tank inside.
A tank inside and just let that. And when I pulled the tank out, I didn't let the other ships get hit and went for a repair. It was only 1 coin. It was 28 minutes to repair it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, if it works,
Well,
so much the better.
But I learned a lot about basic. Usually I just head for the middle and then pray.
That's what Stu was saying. These are fun because you're picking things apart, aren't you? And it's just you versus the base, which is great.
Definitely fun. I got to kill Laredo's base, so yeah.
I think everybody had fun killing Destro's base.
Yeah, even though it sucked, but yeah, it was nice to do it. So,
But I see no point in. Well, I tried with my mega hull. The what's it called?
Clash of Titans.
So we'll move on to that one then. Yeah, so Clash of Titans is another one as well, obviously. So that's the one that's obviously got the rockets and that sort of stuff that you can get in the later part of it. The problem is obviously you need to have the rockets to get through to level 3, don't you?
Well, I got sunk, so I gave up.
I think you need it to get through Prize Pack 2.
So it comes out in Prize Pack 1, doesn't it? And I know everybody, PK will tell you about it as well because he was pretty irate, as everybody might have seen last month on the page. Basically, he had to go back in then and basically after Prize Pack 1, using I think it was 3 cannons and not the mortars, finished Prize Pack 1 and then literally coined the rockets, which got him through Prize Pack 2 and Prize Pack 3.
And that's what the way they've got it set up. If you get the prizes off Prize Pack 1, you've got to fit the rocket before you can Prize Pack 2 and 3. However, for those of us that spent the money on the first Titan campaign and then spent the money on the second Titan campaign to get the drones. I've got 2 drone modules on mine now. There was nothing in this campaign. They should have added some tokens or something for upgrades for those of us who done it.
No, but they want people to catch up. That's the catch. The bad thing is the way that it's set up. You can't now because if you just got through the first one this time, you got to wait until next month to get the next 2.
Yeah, that's my point. That's the annoying thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
At one question about those tokens, weren't those tokens at least for the Hyperion not worth what? Not you couldn't use them for refitting.
No,
Unfortunately, not. No.
So maybe is that the reason they didn't put any tokens on that one?
They have tokens for the weapons. They exist in the game. They just didn't put them in this.
What I can't understand, I put my mega boat in the Clash of Titans and just finished today and it sunk. So what's the point in
gun on it? I mean,
you
gotta put some guns on it.
I know. I can't afford it.
It's a bit like having a base with no turrets. It's the same sort of thing. Treat the hull as a base. You've got your hull now. Now you've got to start putting stuff on it.
Well,
so you need some half decent turrets, to go on it, basically, which are the modules.
I've got to find out. I'll put them on you.
Don't worry, mate. Mine finishes tomorrow. I'm in the same boat. I'll be talking to the rest of my lines a lot.
I'm trying to find a place to park it where it don't get sunk.
No chance. You can't park it anywhere. They'll find it no matter what.
Well,
Yeah, they're always watching.
Will.
Always.
Well, it's a burning Hulk at the moment.
Yeah, but as long as Imri's not on at the moment, which is cool because obviously he's just come and annihilate all our stuff. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just got to keep it burning. He ain't gonna hit it then.
Yeah, leave it burning. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the TLCs. We're quite happy with that then. So that's good. What else is on then? Global Hunt. Okay, and so shards. What are we on at the moment? Let's have a look at the Global Hunt. What are we on at the moment? We are on. It's the
Man-of-War.
Well, that's why I'm not doing that because I've already got one of those, and I think it's punk. I think it's rubbish. I built it and I wish I never had because it drives around like a rubbish thing that just doesn't turn, and then when it fires, it's also rubbish, and when it dies, it's goddamn expensive. So
how much is it? About 85 85 coins to repair.
2 days, 9 hours to fix mine.
96.
Wow.
Holy
Yes.
crap.
Over
100
106 coins.
It doesn't go out very often.
$10 to repair a ship. One
it
ship.
doesn't get to go out very often, I can tell you that.
And how long lasts it on the surface?
Not as long as I'd like.
Yeah, that's one hull. I guess the time taken, like Hellstar or the Ghost Crawler and the Proto Nemesis, they were initially, a lot of people won them outright. I don't think, as memory goes back, this one we couldn't win it outright.
No, we couldn't.
And the time taken, like a gestation period on this, was so long. It's got way outdated in way of repairs and the tech that's on other hulls now.
Yeah, agreed.
So uses on this, okay, you can use it in a base where it fires from the outside to speed up your ships. That's all right. Apart from that, the whole balance of this hull, it just got outdated, you know. Either they reduce repair, update the hull or something, but it's completely messed up on this hull. It just, the balance is gone.
The only point I did see somebody, I can't remember this, somebody mentioned one of the TLC admins basically said that they were hit with their base and it was a man of war and then 4 other ships behind it. And I can't remember what they were even, but basically the man of war was obviously charging ahead in front and obviously dropping its oil splats everywhere in the channel, which allowed the 4 ships behind then to absolutely blitz through the channel and then nothing could hit them.
Normally they will just
J-Boy's
keep it,
base
Was it J-Boy, was
keep
it?
it outside.
Yeah, I think it was J-Boy with
base
30.
got 100%ed by Man of War with fleet behind it.
Yeah, but the thing is, then you've then got to go and fix the man of war because it's still going to take damage. And you know what? Just to hit a single base, maybe it's just because I'm an old crusty now. You know, I've hit hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bases. I don't find base hitting all that exciting anymore. So I just don't see why you would want to go and fix at least then. Let's just say it's half damage. So you've got to spend a whole day just fixing that one hole. But then you've got also the other 4 holes behind it. I just don't see the logic in that.
It's when you're off for the weekend, you do that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Do it on a Sunday evening, then go to work, and then by Tuesday, you know, we're up and running again.
I think it should be renamed the Dreadnought.
It's keep it in my base naught because I don't. It's just sitting there. It's no fun at all. Unlike my Ghost Crawler, which I'm getting used to using now, and I'm actually quite enjoying playing in bases with that and taking out people's guards. Sorry, Stu.
I'm waiting for the day that Ghost Crawler shards come out so I can.
You want 5, mate, don't you? I hope you don't lose your internet connection, mate.
I'd swear, if I lose my internet connection and I don't get the Ghost Crawler, I'm coming to your house.
Use my fibre optic speed. Yeah, okay, mate.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. You'd be pissed, wouldn't you?
I think it's the wrong target. I am dying to get it.
I need 41 shards.
41.
Yeah.
And how many can we get in this?
I got 20.
20, I think.
You can
20, you
get
can.
40 in this one.
You can get
20
40.
packs of 2.
40 is the capacity.
You can get 40.
Yeah.
So I'll be 1 short.
So when the offer comes up in the shop, Jeff, I know you're going to buy it. When you see that Ghost Crawler offer in the shop and it says you can get 5 shards for 59 coin,
I won't.
You're going to be hovering over that going, shall I?
No, I won't.
He will.
Not anymore.
I've been praying that doesn't turn up in my daily deals because I know I'd buy it.
I was gonna say, isn't Stu just shy of it too?
The way I've
I need 5.
The way I've sorted it out, I've got no payment on Facebook, so by the time I put a payment on, I've changed my mind anyway and come to me senses.
That's a good idea, mate. That's a good idea.
You,
I think
you
they
will.
picked the wrong targets for these shards
Yeah.
too this time.
You think it's the wrong targets this time?
I tried one with my Hell Race and I got 9 hours of damage.
Ooh,
And no
wow.
Yeah, they're tough.
they're nasty. They're for like the first raid nasty.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
they are absolutely. You've got to be committed if you want it. You've got to pay for it.
Well, I'm not
That's
paying that
forget
much.
it.
Is
Well, in
the
this
first-
world,
I might just
the
wait
first
until the
fleet
raid.
or the same of the TLC
this- yeah.
before they change it into the last set that we got for the raid.
Well, I don't think they're going down very well because, I mean, I'm just looking here, or maybe just because it's the Man of War, I don't know. But we've been going for 3 hours, haven't we now? yeah, 3 hours. We've got 21 hours left on it. And so far, only 49 shards have gone out of the 500 in my world.
Yeah,
in my world is 43 as well. So
okay, so yours is 43. So
but normally
Yeah,
the Man of Wars is not the one that people go for. I think they go for the Sunday one that is the Ghost Crawler normally.
yeah.
Well,
The protonym was done for my world at least a few hours before time ran out. So it's
did
the
they
Man of
finally
War.
finish it? They did finally finish it?
Yeah, it's a Man of War,
Take a look
it's
at
the
what's
long
going on in my
film
sector
of the
real quick.
game.
Yeah. But there's no point in buying anything in the UK at the moment with the exchange rate. So
Agree. No, I agree. It's well. I mean, we're not going to talk about that tonight, but it's something that we've been discussing in the admins here. That actually we've gone up by basically 25% in costs in the game.
Yeah.
In a month.
Yeah.
And that's nothing to do with Kickstarter. That's to do with obviously the exchange rate and how the pound is at the moment on the euro.
But
and on
it's
the dollar.
the same with the euros. We got the more or less the offer of the 1,250 has increased in €5, so nearly a bit less than £5. But it's all increasing. The dollar is getting stronger at the moment.
Yeah.
And only 67 people in my world have picked up Man of War shards.
Right. Okay. And this is a key time now for obviously the States as well. This is their time, isn't it? Because Kickstarter time, it's Saturday, it's 3 p.m. So
Yeah.
I guess people just aren't interested in the Man of War.
No, I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either, because if anyone wants to buy mine, they can have it. I don't know how I'm going to sell it.
For sale, 1 Man of War, gently used.
Scratched but not abused. I drove it like I stole it and I put it away quickly.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, exactly. That was a waste of time. I know PK in my alliance as well. He's got one as well, but he's not overly happy either. But
one careful owner, four morons as well.
yeah, exactly.
That sounds about right.
So anyway, so Global Hunt's on. Obviously, we're onto leg 2 of it. And don't forget the numbers. So we've just tipped in, obviously, if you're into the Man of Wars. So you're looking for the 132s now. Obviously, the previous target was 131s, and obviously tomorrow's target will go up with the 133s, and so on and so on sort of stuff. So just bear that in mind, okay? Bro, I'm gonna have to ban you again if you aren't careful. Okay, just calm down the chat there, mate. So that's Global Hunt. Okay, shards if you need them, but to be honest, I'm not chasing any shards this time. I don't really need. I've got 2 of the mega hulls. I'm not really interested in the other 2, to be honest. I've got enough ships with thermal, and I don't like the repair time, so I'm not. The Ghost Crawler was anything I really wanted, so that did me quite nicely. So let's talk about offers. Okay, left-hand side of the screen. So far, how many are you showing? I'm showing 24 offers.
I have 3 at the moment. Maybe
Only 14.
maybe 10.
So I suppose it depends on when
I
you
have
just
7, and they're all for
And it's-
revenge-related things.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I've literally I've left mine. It said 24. I've never clicked on it. So obviously I know they time expired, don't they? So what have I got at the moment? I've got revenge build tokens ×4 for $8. This is on English, by the way. And then we've got some more revenge tokens again. 10 one-day build tokens for 16 quid,
Mine's expired.
which is $41. No, it's more than that actually. That's £41 in value. 10 one-day build tokens for £16. That's reasonable if you really want that, to be honest. So anyway, there's a stack of revenge tokens. I've got those. There's a stack of retribution tokens as well. One-day retribution build tokens ×30. 30 of them. Blimey, they're kicking out these tokens, aren't they? That's
I only have now the new tokens, the one that are VXP only for the revenge hardlock.
I've
Wait,
got
did you
one-day
say
vendetta tokens.
You said 1 day revenge build tokens for 30?
Hang on, it says here. One-day retribution
Oh,
build
retribution.
tokens ×30.
Let me get up there. Yeah, it is 30.
Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? Good lord.
Yeah, the revenge was 40 of them.
Sounds like Walmart.
Yeah, it does a little bit. So vendettas ×3, vendettas ×8, vendettas ×25, and then we've got the VXP. So I'm not sure if this is a value for money
All
or
I've
not.
got left
The
is the
VXP is hull specific. The revenge VXP token will not work on.
Ah, so it is. Yeah, I noted that. Well pointed out. I didn't see that it was revenge specific. So yeah. So you can get 3 tokens.
A token for the Harlock's Revenge as well, which I have in my
There
guild.
is. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
Do you
the-
know that's the
You have them
only
all.
that's the only one I've ever bought as far as an upgrade on tokens
I
that you
didn't see
could
that
buy,
though. So there is 10 days worth. Oh, sorry, 10 tokens, 10 1,000. So, okay,
that's 50,000 EXP.
for £8 here, that is £8.29.
Yeah, that was the new button you got yesterday on your stream that you didn't know what was.
Ah, right, got you. Yeah, the one that I didn't have a clue what it was. I was like, "What's that?"
Yeah,
This is actually ending in 7 minutes for me.
It says here 7 minutes as well.
Yeah,
1 hour
so
for
it's-
me.
Yeah, I got an hour and a half.
But me personally, my my Harlock Revenge, I've only just put an anti on it, and I've just parked it in the corner, and I'm not taking it into the base hits. So whether it's ranked or not, I don't care. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, I've only done that, like you said.
And it's working fine. I've been out and smashed a few bases with the other 4, and I've just parked that in the corner, and then just and.
I just want to. I want to see those. I love those boats when they first came out, and I want to use them again. I think that's a great addition to the game.
Slightly overpowered, but yeah, a good addition.
Yeah, no comment.
Did he just say that the Harlock Revenge is a good addition to the game?
Yes, he did.
Kick him out of the hangout.
There's different opinions.
You can tell
Mark-
Stu was visited today.
Not
Yeah, Mark just
necessarily.
said it's slightly overpowered.
Yep, kick
For
Mark out.
now, it's slightly overpowered. But I think, well, put it this way: I just got rolled. No, I didn't get rolled. So I just got hit. It wasn't a full fleet, so there was 4. There was the Harlock one, 3 others, and then a Sprite. And I just showed the guys there beforehand. And he didn't make my base, but then again, I think if he got to see the hit again and then made some slight adjustments as to how he actually started the hit, he probably would have got in, to be honest. But he didn't. So, and a couple of guys have managed to stop or get really, really close to it, and we've got nothing extra at the moment. So, yeah, it's getting in bases, but I don't see they're all getting in all the bases. And if they are getting in the bases, then obviously, we don't know what this new defender hull is going to be doing, do we?
Yeah, I was going to say my personal opinion is that it might have come just a little bit too early in the game.
Yep.
Yeah,
just a little bit too early. I mean, like, maybe after, we see what this next defender hull is going to be in the next raid. Like, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I presume it's going to be some kind of counter for this. But I think around the Outpost 9 release, maybe, that probably would have been more in line of when to release that.
Well, I not being a Kickside mind reader, but if they release a hull that you think is overpowered, and then they release a defender that specifically defends against that hull, you're more apt to want to go after that hull and defend your base. I mean, Kick wants to see bases get hit and bases get flattened, and wants to see the players, defend against that. So, if you put out the defend and the hull that's going to smash the base second, then what's the point kind of getting the hull or getting the new special? See what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the good thing is, look, what did we ask for 4 to 5 months ago? Bring PvP back in the game, please. And what have we done? PvP is now back in the game, without a doubt. I'm having fun, doing it and that sort of stuff. I don't hit as many bases as I used to, but I can go out and pick a base, and I can know just in one look whether I can get into it or not.
Yeah.
And that was actually something I wanted to add on all the TLCs, because a lot of people there's a whole lot of TLCs and this and that. And I mean, there's 4 TLCs. There's only one really new one. The other ones are there for people to catch up.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I saw that as well in the chat. Radio picked that up as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and I mean that's what I was trying to save for later on, and I forgot to, and I apologize. But it's something that I think Brian said last show was that just because something's out there does not mean you have to get it, but it's nice if you can. Some of these other TLCs are for people to catch up. I mean, what's the Apollo one? It's the 3rd time that's been out. Dark Reign.
Dark Reign.
It's the 3rd time it's been out. War Games.
Yeah.
3rd time it's been out. I mean, we've seen there's videos, there's articles, there's all sorts of stuff for people to catch up on. So, don't feel like you're absolutely falling behind. Just try and get a plan going and get what you want first.
And it's a good thing too, because like me, for example, right now I'm sort of building a Conqueror fleet because I can afford to do that with my ship build time. I don't have a good enough kit of PvP hulls to get the Harlock's Revenge. But if this TLC comes out again in 2 months, then I'll be ready, and I'll be like, oh, there's that hull. Like, I know it does really well. I've seen the stats. I've seen it do well already.
Right.
I want it. I'll start building for this. And if it wasn't me in particular,
And-
you might spend money.
Yeah, and you got to give Kix credit, man. The very first level on that to get just a regular revenge. I mean,
Perfect, I thought.
Yeah,
It was perfect.
It's handing you the bloody hull. I mean, and
It's a
like I
gift,
said,
the
don't
first
gotta,
one.
you don't have to win all of this crap, because honestly, if you got all of this crap, you're in the top, like, what, 20% of the game?
I mean, I saw it literally level 62, I think it was, roll out there. Well, I think it was 62, 65 anyway. But he rolled out of his basic fleet, and he obviously was doing level 1. And I thought, well, I'm going to watch this. And I watched all 3 base hits, and he came up with absolutely standard stuff that we've all been either given, some people most recently as well. And he got to the end, and then you could see, and I sent him a PM, went, well done, that sort of stuff, and he was over the moon. He was dead chuffed. And it was, it was nice to see, first conqueror hull ever and that sort of stuff. So, it proves it can be done.
Yeah. So, now that's not to say Kix, doesn't do, stuff I don't like, because I absolutely detest these global hunt targets. I mean, I absolutely detest them. I think they suck. But the TLCs, it's not. I think the thing is, you got to not look at it as all 4 at the same time. You just got to break it down, because a lot of people don't have the mega. You automatically toss that out. So you got 3 left, and there's really only just 1. So, I know a lot of people are annoyed that there's 4 of them, but it's really not a coin grab. It really isn't. Unless you really, really want to get everything, then maybe it is.
But there is something for everybody, isn't there? There is something there for everybody, which I like.
I did. What was it? Was it the Vendetta one? I can never remember the names. Let me just go quickly check. I did War Games 3. That was it. The one for the Retribution. I already had the Retribution, everything there. I already had the gantry build tokens and all that. The only real reason the only real thing I could win from there would be the Retribution build tokens.
13 build tokens. That's why I did it, mate. 13. I wasn't going to give them up.
I didn't do it for that. That's the thing. I mean, that it was nice to have that bonus incentive to do it, but I did it because I actually enjoyed doing that campaign. I remember doing it last time, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Well, you're weird anyway.
And you can see the level 4 weird.
It didn't cost me anything. I just sort of repaired overnight.
Do you know the thing I've just realised that not just realised. I realised when I was doing it this weekend. In fact, it was yesterday I was doing it. I actually realised that how much better my fleets are this month compared to last month.
Yes.
Because it took me far less damage, and I was thinking a bit more. I'm a bit used to using my vendettas. I'm quite happy. I've got 1 Retribution where I know how to use it, so I can tank them up, and actually I've got it for less than half the damage that I did last time.
Not to mention you did it before as well. So like this time, you knew what you needed to do.
Yeah,
you knew the faster ways to get in the base and how to pick it apart faster.
And I have seen other people pick it apart as well, and thinking to myself,
exactly.
I'd do that, but I do slightly extra. And Andrew's just in chat now, so as he said, the tutorials are up on our page. So for those that obviously aren't using, some people are watching this through other means, but if you're on the Facebook side, then the forsakencouncil.co.uk will pick up our TFC webpage. And then from there, the Dark Reign campaigns 1, 2, and 3, they're all on there. War Games, 1, 2, and 3, and Dark Reign 1 is on there. So Ren's broken each one down, and as we spoke about a little bit earlier on there, they're up on the website. So have a little look at it. So if you're not really sure what to use or a way to pick these targets apart, that's a good starting point.
Yep. I also want to kind of add something that Andrew mentioned in chat for the people that are in or across the pond. Check the Kixeye site sometimes if you're going to buy coin, it's cheaper to go that way than through Facebook. I think it's different for different people. I think, Stu, you had a different result, right?
It's more expensive for some reason for me on the Kixeye site, but I have people that have also said the same to me where they said it's cheaper on the Kixeye site. So yes, definitely check it out.
Yeah, check it out before you decide to buy coins and stuff, and also check out the deals. And I'm pretty sure Target has one for the US, and there was one. I can't remember what it was that's out for the UK. Crap. Does anybody know it offhand?
Well, and also, if you have some friend that is in UK or in USA and there is a deal there, you can buy it, because you can add that as well to your Facebook, even if you're in another country using another visa.
Yeah, so
days ago,
friend to front you the money.
Well, we got this shop called WH Smith. They were doing 20% off.
That's it.
Yeah, so WX Smith is doing 20% off at the moment. Got to be in shop, and I noticed obviously in the States you've got
The Target.
Yeah, what Jeff
that-
just
Yeah,
said.
Target occasionally does discounts on various game cards.
they're doing Facebook at the moment.
Target is on, but you have to be in the store, I believe, for it.
Yeah, it's in store. Both of them are in store this time. Whereas Target last time was actually online, and I got some online myself because you can
so did
UK
I.
variants. Yeah.
Yeah,
But this time
Sainsbury's in the UK. Sainsbury's in the UK is also doing discount cards. I'm banned from there, so I can't go there. But
Sorry,
you're
banned
they are
from a
doing
store?
gift cards right now, 20% off. And our WH Smith is useless. So, but yes, they're doing 20% off as well.
All right, that's interesting. Good. Okay, so we're over, guys, by quite a bit, but I don't really mind. It's Saturday night. We can keep going if you want to. Who's got some other points?
I want to add something real quick. I just saw that Laredo posted in chat that they had changed the repair time on the Tideseeker.
Oh, right, good.
So that's a plus. Hopefully, it's going to come more in line, so that way the 8 targets are not, 8-9 coins.
Yeah, it doesn't need any
points.
power changes. It's just the repair time. I think it was pretty well put together. Found a happy build. I was quite content with it. It's just the repair time and maybe a little look on the build time. But so he said their repair time has dropped to 2 hours and 48 minutes, and the armor's gone to 24k. Okay, all right then.
Can we have a quick word on the weeklies?
Yeah, of course you can, mate.
The 102. If you do it in one hit,
the fact that it's not showing up that you've been blitzing.
No, it comes up that you've blitzed it, and you can pay off the rest of the.
Oh, don't even go there. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, so the fact that the last month it was coming in, and the minimum charge was obviously 3 coin plus your damage.
Yeah.
By percentage of weight, and now it's
crazy
through the roof.
Jeff, you should try 109 sometime and see.
I do.
Oh, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to do a 109.
No. Because if you try to blitz, it's 10, and I think it was 4 or 5 last time.
It was 3 last time.
To finish it, it's more, but yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, but if you add up the number of 102s you need to hit versus the minimum charge damage on there, and then you add up the number of 109s you need to hit and the minimum charge damage, it's cheaper to do 109s.
Why do you have to bring logic into it now? Come on.
Okay, it may not be as easy.
That's what he does.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is how much they bumped it up in a month.
Far too bloody much. That's what.
Yeah.
It does
I just can't understand how they got the nerve.
Bye, pro.
Is there someone sitting in a dark room saying, "No, we're going to put this on it"? Because you've got to be in a dark room to do a thing like that. It's ridiculous, and I know about them sort of things.
That's in the dark room. Yeah.
And we're done.
TMI.
Okay, so anything else you want to chat about, guys? Because if not, we're going to pull plugs.
New repair efficiency.
I'm good.
New repair efficiency on that hole with the values we just got. 0.42. Brilliant. Love it.
Ooh, right, yeah,
Not bad.
definitely. That's good.
Not bad. I just wonder how much damage, that reduces it from before. Brian will have to do the math in the after show and tell me what the 2 coins now is after that adjustment.
I would need to know the exact time of damage. I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a video somewhere.
Okay.
I haven't rendered.
Well, happy that you beat fixed time. That's brilliant. So that's going to make things a lot easier. So
Yes.
I think
Especially if we have to use
it's back
them for-
online. So I think there's potential now. It's just I'm really interested. It should come out. It needs to come out next week. If it's going to be a TLC next week, it needs to come out then ready for the raid. So the people have got at least a week to get it sorted. Otherwise, we'll be on to raid time again. They'll have nothing. But then again, if you want to be able to do that, you have to coin the damn thing. Unless it comes in a TLC that gives you the tokens, so you can actually at least build one straight off. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yep.
But that's the goal. And then they've made everybody happy. At least you can have one sort of stuff, But we'll see. If it's going to come at the end of the month or within the raid, then I don't see the point. But let's see what comes. I don't know. Right, guys. I think that's it. Do we all agree? Are we done?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Good show.
Good show. Thanks for all coming on. Pleasure for everybody. I think everybody's name across the board I know anyway, so that's good. So no one new tonight, okay, but not everybody's on every week, so that's good. We've got some new opinions on things. Thanks for all in the chat. That was great. Okay, Andrew, thanks mate for helping modding out the chat there. That's good, and some good information there from Laredo as ever. Have a good week next week, guys, and listening on Tuesday night, and we'll give you some updates on what we can find out. Okay, take care all.
Good night, everybody.
You too.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
All right. Yeah.
Enjoy the toad sucker hole.
Later, everybody.